Today on Kump, we're talking news blackouts, Twitter lawsuits, and Jaimie Foxx. Stay tuned. Hello and welcome to Kump.
Hello.
Hello, Lucie.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing amazing. You liking this new studio?
Yeah.
Looks different, doesn't it?
You've been working hard.
Was this worth putting us into bankruptcy? Spending just countless hours just to get the background slightly darker? No, it looks good. I think people appreciate the effort we put into our visual presentation. This is what they come here for. This is not a cerebral news show like Lizzo's Welcome to the Big Girls, right?
Here come the big girls.
We don't discuss the big topics like they do.
Yeah.
We're here to be eye candy, to please you, to be a feast for the eyes. Anyway, welcome and thank you, and don't forget, everyone. We just hit 150 episodes on our Patreon. So it's a good time to bring up, if you love this show, which I'm sure you do, just a reminder, we have a Patreon. It's patreon.com/RayCump. You can sign up, get an extra episode every week for only $5 a month. There's 150 episodes on there now.
That's a lot of Kump.
There's so much Kump. If you want to find out how I got COVID wrong, how I got the election wrong, how I ruined almost everything in my life but our marriage, so far, you can, it's a great time capsule. It's hilarious. Check it out, or don't, but please do. I've spent too much money on lights. It doesn't make any sense.
It's a little different.
I'm like Kubrick. It's the little things.
Yeah.
It's
all about details with you.
Stanley Kubrick didn't say good enough, and neither do I. All right. And is this as important as The Shining? Yes.
We shoot every episode of this podcast 100 times before we upload it.
Yeah, I mean, Lucie is ready to put a ice pick in my eye.
I'm gonna have a breakdown.
Because I refuse.
Like Shelley Duvall.
Much like Stanley, I refuse to tell you. I just go, let's try it again. And another hour goes by. And that's how you get something magical in the end. It's just, I don't know what I want, but I know when I hear it.
And then when I threaten to cut my hand open, we stop.
Yeah. And then I threaten to cut my hand off. It is an escalation. I start burning myself. Lucie starts, crying. And I say, "Oh, I'm the bad guy now." And I'm pouring a lemon into my wound, just to show spite. I'm a spiteful man. That's how men look. If you want to be a high value man, an alpha man, a man who gets accused of trafficking, I guess sometimes it comes with the territory. You gotta stand up to your woman when she tries to push back. You pour lemon into your wounds. You cut parts of your arm open, part of your hand open, maybe your face. If you don't have that pretty of a face, you can do that. Some men have these pretty faces. Not me. I got plenty of real estate to cut up. and you just pour some kind of citric acid in your wounds. And you'll win every argument. Every argument. Speaking of arguments, news.
What's going on?
There's something going on with our friends to the north, I believe.
Canada.
Oh, that's what's up there? I thought it was Mexico. Well, you learn something new every day. Hence why I would think you need the news to tell me that Canada's up there and not the cartel. But yeah, there's a new, what's going on? There's a news blackout on Facebook.
Well, it looks like there's some kind of, so Meta has started blocking news, all news, it looks like, in Canada.
So Meta is Facebook, right? Meta is where, is what you used to post, we'd see World War II memes all day, as opposed to January 6th memes, right?
Yeah.
You're still on Twitter. Facebook. I haven't used Facebook in countless years.
Technically, I'm on Facebook. I'm never really on there, though.
Did you share our wedding pictures on Facebook?
No, I didn't.
What are you even doing there?
I look at...
There's
this one group that I look at that I really like called Retro Horror Paperback. books.
Oh, right.
There's probably an Instagram for it. I could just
retro
look up
horror.
Instagram.
So it's like old. You told me about this. So it's old horror books, like old Stephen King books from the 80s. They just looked a little cooler.
Yeah, because the paperbacks for horror used to be a little bit more creative. Like they'd be like dark and like it'd be like a hand stretching out from the ground for Carrie.
Sure. No, this is a plausible story. I know what you're really doing is you're part of some group that's trying to outlaw flag burning. But I'm sure. But it's a good cover story. It's believable.
Or look, her forefathers fought and died for that flag. People shouldn't be desecrating it.
My grandpa committed a war crime against some guy at the pool.
My grandfather killed children for that flag.
All right, let's just all kill. We're going straight to that. I mean, look, I love to push back on this military industrial complex as much as the next guy, but we shouldn't just go straight to they kill children. They kill plenty of adults, innocent adults, and they do good things. These guys, some of them did. They'll give a kid a Hershey bar.
Yeah.
And then he runs, and falls on a landmine later on. But he had a Hershey
There was that
bar.
hot pilot who stopped the Milo massacre.
John McCain?
I forget his name, but we were watching it in that Ken Burns Vietnam doc.
Oh, right. Lucy started getting real ready to go. Watching a 9-hour fucking documentary about Vietnam.
That's right.
She's like, oh, that pilot's not. I mean, he just admitted to a bunch of atrocities.
No, the pilot stopped it.
Right, but usually when guys stop massacres, it's like they were already doing it. Like it's usually,
he was just tired.
very rarely does a massacre like you come across a massacre and go, well, I can't be part of it. It's usually like, look, you told me it was only gonna be a few days of dropping these, incendiary bombs onto a school or whatever they would. Well, I don't even know what the My Lai massacre was. I forget. But the point is, usually it's like, all right, this sucks. But it's like a bad day at work.
They shot a woman in the face, and he's like, I'm a little peckish. I'm going to say, hey, guys, cut it out.
This can't be every day. That's the thing. This can't be every day.
You got to go get a sandwich.
We got to renegotiate my contract here. If I'm shooting women and children every day, I mean, that's hazard pay. But so what are we talking? Oh, the flag burning, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I disagree. I think you should be able to burn any flag at any time. But only in a Taco Bell. I think Taco Bell should be like where you go to demonstrate. Like, there should be zones. But I don't want them out of the way.
Honestly, Taco Bell should maybe rebrand and just like start pushing that it's the place for like expatriates. Like, come here and burn a flag and, talk about.
I don't think it's what expatriate means. Or expats like people who go like live in like the Czech Republic.
No, but I'm saying they should get it legal so that every Taco Bell is like kind of like outside of the U.S. jurisdiction.
Yeah, it's kind of an embassy.
Yeah.
Right. So it's like a UN. It's like a UN kind of. All right. Yeah, I agree with that. And then so that way you can kind of burn. Those stupid. We go to school trips. You get those little paper Constitution things. And then the Declaration of Independence, I'd be burning that and eating a bean burrito. This sounds long. I mean, I could get back into civics if we're doing this.
Even when that guy, James Aldean, who did Try That in a Small Town, is that his name?
Oh, try this in a small town.
Even when he's singing that lyric, like, stomp on a flag and light it up, even he sounds like he kind of knows it's fun to do.
Yeah. What you want to do? Well, you want to show some chick that you're really a cool guy? Well, not in my town. You want to guarantee you're getting laid tonight? Not in my small town.
Hugh Thompson Jr., that was the guy who stopped the Milo massacre.
What? How do you know that? I thought you just occurred to you.
It was bothering me, so I looked it up.
I thought it just occurred, like you just thought of it. Like, it was in the back of your mind, which really upset me. I'm like, why is it even something you remember? But okay, you looked at cool. Why are we talking about the My Lai massacre?
I'm just saying we should remember that guy and not who is that guy who bragged about
try the My Lai massacre in a small town. Your bombs go further here. Make that full screen again. Now, what is going on? Just make the thing, make it bigger. There you go. Stop looking at this Justin Timberlake Air Force pilot for a second and get on board here. So Meta is blocking news in Canada. Why is Facebook not allowed to have to propagandize the Canadians?
Well, I think that these news outlets want Meta to pay. They want Meta to pay them.
Oh, okay. So basically, this is one of those deals where when you go on Facebook and someone shares a link of like someone pissed on someone's poutine up there, and there's an article about whatever the equivalent of a Waffle House riot which we have in America. They have like little poutine smackdowns up there where people it's 2 a.m. and a bunch of lumberjacks are fighting over what is poutine? It's like French fries and like rancid milk.
Great, I think it's gravy, French fries and gravy.
It's disco fries.
Yeah.
Oh, all right.
I think.
Well, okay, so whatever. So the point is now they want to be paid for that. They want to be paid for these little articles, these clickbait articles they make. And Meta's like, where some guy can go, what happened to our goddamn country? Here's an article link. They want money for that.
Yeah.
Isn't the link kind of the whole point?
Yeah.
When people click on the link, don't they like go to the website and see an ad for I don't know.
Yeah, but then if it's pay gated, they'll just complain about it in the comments. Maybe they just want Meta to pay them, and then maybe they make more articles public. I don't know. But
well, how about we brought this article up? How about we take a look at it?
Okay. Meta, the company behind Facebook and Instagram, has started blocking news articles on its social networking services in Canada. The change, in response to a new law in Canada that requires tech companies to pay news outlets for using their content, will roll out over the course of the next few weeks, Meta said in a blog post on Tuesday. Content posted on Facebook and Instagram by both local Canadian news outlets and international outlets will not be visible to Canadians using the platforms.
This sounds like, I gotta tell you, I couldn't care less. I think this is, these guys can go out of business for all I care. And I hate Facebook. I want nothing to do with Zuck turd. Got him. But, I can't imagine if you can't run, if people are sharing your stupid, pie eating contest stories or whatever happened, or your truckers, shutting down the country. Those are the only two things that happen in Canada. Pie eating contests, and the truckers literally shut down the arteries of the roads that allow commerce to take place because they don't want what was that? Because they didn't like the finale to Little Big Liars, whatever that show is. Why did the truckers? What was that thing all about?
Big Little Lies.
It was they didn't want to get the jab.
Yeah, they didn't want to have to get the jab to go back and forth between the U.S. and Canada, I guess.
That seems like don't make them get whatever. I'm on the side of myself. And I don't care. What is this? So what's going on with this? Who's mad about this?
Canada passed the Online News Act in June, joining a push by numerous governments to force big social media companies to compensate news organizations. I think I saw this filtered through one of those weird Jordan Peterson Twitter poems where it was
right. Yeah. his little iambic pentameter of when he posts a picture of the Joker.
Yeah. He's like Orwell, but it's the Joker.
Right. So basically this seems like, look, if you can't figure out clickbait, I don't know why the government or Facebook should be subsidizing you.
Yeah.
Share a picture of Britney or video of Britney Spears, dancing in her panties, while we all go did we do the right thing? And just post, was Britney's father right? If you can't do that, there you go. That's probably more revenue than you're gonna get out of Meta. Go share a picture of what else is clickbait these days?
I don't know, any kind of thing about the Kardashians.
Yeah, go share some Kardashian upskirts.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know what they think I don't know who they think is on Facebook. People, scholars. You think scholars are spending time on Facebook, reading your discourse about Trudeau and some bill to allow to outlaw spoiled milk being fed to kids? Well, I don't agree with that. Give the kid, if a kid can't drink spoiled milk, it's his problem.
It's just non-homogenized. It's actually better than for you.
I mean, it's actually spoiled. It's probably not.
No,
He's
good.
gonna get sick.
That just means he's weak.
Don't feed our kids spoiled milk. I talk a lot of shit, but don't do it. Is there anything to this? What is Zuckerberg? Is this what happens when Zuckerberg gets jujitsu'd? Did I say that right? Jujitsu'd? He's like a jujitsu guy now. He's all yoked. He does triangle chokes and like arm bars.
Well, he's like yoked maybe compared to like Elon Musk, because people have been comparing them because they think they're gonna fight.
I think he could fight a lot of men. I think Mark Zuckerberg is in a position now where he could go into any major city and hold his. He could go to prison for the night and be fine. Mark Zuckerberg. I would love to see Mark Zuckerberg spend the night in like that movie Brubaker, right? Or Shawshank Redemption. It's like, you know, he gets done up on some antitrust law charges, and for some reason they put him into a jail at Rikers Island, and he fights his way out of Rikers Island doing triangle chokes. And go, I'm the bitch who did the Social Network. You know? Mm-hmm. And, you know, what was that site? Am I Hot? Did they make amihot.com or some shit? Is that how the movie started?
It was like it was the original version of it was some kind of like inter-college social networking thing.
He's doing it in prison. Is my point. He's so good. He'll go make a phone call and he starts a website rating how hot other prisoners are, and he just runs. He'll run prison, and then also just do triangle kicks and circus acts. I don't know what the Canadians are doing trying to take on Zuckerberg.
Google has also said it plans to remove links to local Canadian news content. Wow, that's kind of big. In a June 29th blog post, Kent Walker, the company's global affairs president, said the Online News Act was, quote, unworkable and exposed the company to, quote, uncapped financial liability by forcing it to pay for showing links to news reports. Yeah,
you can't just, you're not going to get rich. Just having your dumb links shared on Facebook. What do you think this is? Do you think this is that guy, that Matthew Lesko guy? Remember, bring up a picture of Matthew Lesko for me. This is where the guy who killed himself, who did tiny little ads. You do tiny little ads, and you put them in the newspaper. Actually, bring that guy up real quick. This is Matthew Lesko. Okay, hold on a second. That's Matthew Lesko.
Don Lapree.
But bring up Don Lapree's video on YouTube. This is a guy who I used to see all the time on late night television, I guess. I'd be watching MASH, a rerun of MASH. This is it, yeah. Bring that first.
Because the secret is learning how to take that one tiny classified ad that just made $30 to $40 profit in a week, and to realize that you could now take that same exact ad and place it in up to 3,000 other newspapers around the country. That's what I did. I found tiny classified ads that made $30 to $40 profit in a week, and I placed those ads in around 1,000 other newspapers around the country.
This is the dream that these Canadian newspapers think they're going to achieve. They think they're going to become Don Lapree, who's doing his video, who's shooting his commercial at the same beach where those Gilgo murders happened.
Have you ever read a Canadian article?
No, why would I? I mean, probably about Justin Trudeau doing blackface, I guess.
That's how I generated over $50,000 a week.
You think that's what this is? You think this is just like a long scam that Trudeau has to keep more blackface photos from leaking? I guess so. Yeah. Yeah, we're in America, we'll see them all, but they'll just be living in a news bubble or news blackout. Get it?
My one-bedroom apartment, and in my Making Money package, I'll show you some secrets about placing ads that's going to make you wish you started doing this 5 years ago.
Why didn't I leave my kids years ago? I love this guy. I mean, I really thought I was trying to figure out the gimmick for years about this guy. How is he making this money? How does it actually work? And it turns out he just ended his life because it doesn't work. And, it was some kind of scam. I don't know how a scam worked even. He sold you a kit
No, this video is kind of haunting, honestly.
Yeah, you want much more.
The ocean is on this weird Dutch angle.
It feels like this is like the video like he was forced to make by like the Zodiac killer.
And there are millions of different types of ads that you can create. I've been talking about doing this for the last 5 years, and I'm still placing classified ads in newspapers all over the country.
Are the classified ads just like man seeking woman for like a date, or like he just kidnaps them and ransoms them?
Every day of the week. I've been doing this for the last 5 years, and I'm still making millions of dollars doing exactly what I'm talking about. And now there are people that got my Making Money package, and they started placing...
It's called the Making Money package. we need to figure... This guy understood branding well before social media.
Did he? He killed himself, so did this really work out?
Look, yeah, in order for things to go bad, you need to ride high first. I mean, I can't do that. I can't end my life.
Yeah.
What would it be?
Yeah, I would never even. I can't even imagine ending my life right now, and it's probably because like I've never had like a pool and then lost it.
Right. This guy had a huge pool.
Yeah.
Tiny classified ads in the news.
This guy had a pool full. You know, he played pool with bags of cocaine.
Newspapers, just like I did.
Was it half as easy as I said it was going to be?
It's unbelievable.
You fucked me so hard, dude. He's like, oh, this
guy was threatening to kill him, and he was like, "Look, I'll put you in the infomercial."
Put you in the infomercial. You want any money? No, a lot of people are gonna see this. Like, you get laid off this. This is just his coke dealer.
The checks were in the mailbox. I could not believe it.
Just by ordering the Making Money package, by placing one tiny ad after another, you have generated over $200,000 in 5 months.
He's holding back laughter. He's like, what? Like, the Making Money package? Dude, what do you call this?
It don't even sound right.
Does it? How long did it take you from the day you got the Making Money package before you took an ad, you placed it in the newspaper, and you saw the results? How long did it take you?
No more than 4 or 5 days.
And how did it do?
It did phenomenal. It's stable and phenomenal.
One time when I was at Don's office, I walked in.
The camera guy was either dying of an opioid overdose,
right,
or he wanted to make something really disturbing out of this.
This is like a David Lynch film.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And on his table there was
was a dead woman. I said, what have you got me into? And he said, shut the fuck. Yes, turn the lights on. I gotta make an infomercial.
stacks and stacks and stacks and stacks of these sheets of paper stapled together. And
what? Why is that like? Look, you understand. When I met this guy, he just had tons of just paper clips everywhere.
That's how I knew it was the real deal.
This guy's no joke.
What is all this? And he said, well, those are my ad tracking.
This is child porn. And I was like, wow. But then he said he made a lot of money off of tiny ads. So I was like, okay.
My wife has never respected me anyway. So, I mean, it was worth a shot.
Sheets for all the ads that I have running all over the country. That's really when the reality of the placing ads.
The depths of my life has fallen to.
That's really hit me.
I said, what's all of this? He said, it's my confession. And then he hung himself.
Ironically, it was just a couple months after I ran my first ad that
I ran my car into a tree. I wish unfortunately I lived.
Did just under $9,000 in sales.
Is there any chance that any of these people are alive? I mean, best case, they were shot by the cops.
Yeah.
Did you ever think in one day...
Why does he have like a porno couch? This looks like an ad for like Mountain Airy Lodge. Poconos.
Depositing $3,700 in the bank. Another day, $2,400. Another day, $5,000. These are daily, right?
Yes, those are daily. You can read the dates on them.
Wait, that doesn't mean they're daily.
Yeah.
I guess it could.
That's incredible.
If you get started buying and selling, or if you get started placing classified ads in the newspaper, you may start making so much money you may not want to do anything else. But the third way to make money that I
Well, the third way.
That's the third way to make money.
This guy got too greedy.
stumbled onto
It's by selling drugs to children.
They don't know any better.
Simply park outside of a school.
You give them a little taste first.
You give them
And say, if you want more, you know where to find me. At Denny's.
generating over $80,000 a week after week after week.
That's too much money. That's not even a realistic amount of money for this.
Was getting set up with my very own 1-900 line. The 1-900 business has grown into a
I feel like
mega
before the
$1 million
internet, this is what Andrew Tate would have been doing.
Yeah.
Like something like this.
This guy, this is
You get a woman to fall in love with you. You put her, you buy a house, you have her live in the house, you
Right.
lock the door.
You do the, what do they call it? The honey trap thing he's accused of? The, what was it, the sugar boy method or the pretty, what's Tate accused of? What method? It's like the dandelion, the dandy boy.
The dandy boy
called,
reverse.
It's called like Sweet Boy or something. I forget. But yeah, you know, we just kind of, you know, you meet this chick at a Ranger game or something. You meet her at a sports bar, and you guys fall in love, and then you go, "I'd love to spend more time with you. Why don't you come?" But you know, like, I wish you could work for me, which is a normal thing to say. Like, I don't see you enough. Why don't you work for me? And then she goes, "Well, where do you work?" He goes, "Well, I have a business. Do you like shoving stuff into things and pretending like you like it? Tiny little ads." Do you finish this? Maybe a little bit.
giant, and now anyone who wants to get set up with their own 1-900 business can. In just a few days from today, you could be set up with your very own 1-900 line. And listen to this. You don't need any equipment because there are companies out there that are...
Wait, why do they need a phone line? I thought this was about placing tiny ads.
Yeah, but I mean, you're gonna be on the phone like all the time. And if you want these women to be calling you back, saying, "Hey, like, you know, I'd love to get wined and dined," otherwise you're gonna miss their phone calls, and you won't be able to drive in your van to go, you know, pick them up and bring them to your little dungeon.
called service bureaus that already have all the 1-900 programs completely set up.
So this is basically what Canada's doing. This is their dream. They think this is gonna, and it's not. I'm sorry, Zuckerberg's not gonna let you do this. He's too much of an alpha male himself. He's the one who does the scams. You don't scam Zuck. You stand Zuck, right? Well, he fucking sucks his own Zuck. Anyway. So good luck to Canada. I guess, do they have their own news? Are they able to get news anywhere but Facebook? Why is it even a problem?
Yeah, it's not. I mean, like, Facebook is the worst way to experience.
Well, I guess
news.
Google's also. I mean, Google's really. I don't know why the story said
Google might be a little bit more.
Yeah, the story said Meta, but I really feel like Google's the more. I guess this day and age, I never got my news off Twitter and Facebook. I always went to, like, you know, a reputable thing like Apple News, you know. Or, you know, Drudge Report, or the Huffington Post. I don't trust Facebook with my news. What's your go-to? Do you have an aggregator you like? Are those still a thing?
Reuters I'll use, AP.
You just go to the AP website? Who goes to the AP website?
Why not?
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's good.
You go to the www.unitednations.com and you read their feed? That's crazy. You go to the AP website.
Sometimes. Usually I'll just go to the Times or something.
The AP is just like a weird, it's like going to gettyimages.com and just looking at pictures. You can't just go to AP.
Can't believe you're so indignant about this. A lot of people read AP.
The Associated Press. It's a bunch of guys living in Iowa trying to get upskirts of Princess Diana or something, or Meghan Markle, I guess. And just send it into the AP. I assume that's how the AP works. Maybe there's more of a certification involved. But I assume it's just.
And you want me to not read that?
That does sound nice. I mean, isn't the AP just those guys who you know? I was watching a documentary, Netflix, I think, where it was like guys in LA would just, drive into there'd be like a big flaming accident on the 405, and they would just drive up to it and just start some mothers trying to get her kid out of the car. And he's like, "Move, bitch!" And he's just, "Oh, look at this shot."
Oh yeah, that's what Nightcrawler's about, right?
You're right, yeah. The great documentary Nightcrawler.
Yeah.
That's what I think of when I think of the AP. You just go on some weird dark web
a greasy
website.
guy forcing his boss to have sex with him.
Oh right, oh yeah, that was the plot. Yeah, we should watch Nightcrawler again.
Yeah.
Anyway, moving on. So speaking of social media, huh? You been on X lately?
I have not been on X lately.
I thought it was a joke at first. I thought it was a gimmick. Twitter has become X. Elon Musk has achieved all his goals. It's kind of inspiring. And people said, why are you buying Twitter? Why is there so much more hate speech? Why are you just glibly amplifying fringe actors on your own website? And they're all proven wrong. Because he changed it to X. But there's a new story here. Let me bring this up. Musk is offering to pay legal bills of people unfairly tweeted for posting on his platform. I think this is actually nice. Because, up until now, I don't think he's followed through. I mean, he did buy the website and he changed the name. But, I mean, there's a lot of people he didn't bring back. Now, you might not want them back on X.com. People like Alex Jones, people like, who else got, Trump, I guess. Or did they bring him back? I can't keep track. But, there was something else last week where he's accused of not being, free speech enough. Well, now he's putting his money where his mouth is. He's offering to pay legal bills of people. So basically, if you follow someone, because someone got fired apparently, I guess I'll mention it in this article probably, because they were following Libs of TikTok.
Yeah.
Right. Now, Libs of TikTok, I guess, it's a divisive account where what do they do? They share pictures of like liberal teachers teaching kids, how to work a vagina or something.
They share a lot of I don't know. They've shared some stuff that definitely seems weird, undesirable to me. But they also share a lot of obviously out of context things of
look,
health class teachers or whatever. Just
you show me some teacher trying to teach a kid how to perform cunnilingus on a dog. I'm gonna say that's wrong.
Yeah.
I just don't know why. Is that all you're into? Is when that's all you talk about? Maybe then you start becoming the weird one. That's my thing.
Sure.
Can't you? It is a strange thing. I know, right? And then what about this teacher who's look how fat he is. He thinks he's a woman. He's not a woman. It's just at a certain point, you got to pepper in some what do they call those the stories that the news does. What do they call those? Slice of life? No, what am I thinking of?
Oh, kind of a human interest stories.
Human interest stories. It can't all just be this teacher's, got pink hair and their ass is hanging out.
This woman saved a dog from drowning in the ocean and then threw it back because it was gay.
Yeah. Did that happen, really?
Heartwarming.
That'd be terrible.
That would be terrible.
Well, poor dog, just because he likes to sniff. I mean, is it because they all sniff ass? I don't think it makes them gay.
Yeah, it may have been more of a perceived sexuality thing.
Yeah, you really can't impart your own thing onto dogs. The dogs are just going to eat your own shit. I mean, that's just, what is that? Is he a German?
This is an interesting move on Elon Musk's part.
It is. I actually think it's a bold move.
I mean, look, it could result in, I definitely think that there are people who are fired unfairly for, social media stuff.
Oh, you should, Libs of TikTok is a weird thing. I mean, again, but regardless, you shouldn't be fired for following them.
I'm just not sure if that's mostly who it's going to be. I feel like it's going to end up being a lot of him paying for, I'm just saying, look, you could say it wasn't really altruistic and they had ulterior motives. But people as wealthy as him,
so Lee Harvey Oswald.
But people as wealthy as him used to kind of build orphanages and stuff like that. No,
I don't think. Look,
now it's just I'm gonna pay for people's N-words and OnlyFans when they lose their job over it.
look, I mean, but you shouldn't. Now, here's the thing, the caveat, because you shouldn't be fired for like following. But wasn't this person like the social media director? And they were like, were they following it with the company website? That might let's just scroll down because this might be a little odd. If you're unfairly treated by your employer due to posting or liking something on this platform, we will fund your legal bill. Well, that seems incredibly vague. We will fund your legal bill. Here's $500. Now, fuck off.
Quote, and we won't just sue. It will be extremely loud, and we will go after the boards of directors and the companies, too, Musk said later.
Is there some way to, like hostile take over a company?
Musk said in response to a post about nothing changing behavior in the U.S. faster than a threat of legal action.
I'll destroy their company by becoming the CEO of it. Scroll down for me. This is too slow.
Late last month, Musk said that monthly users of X reached a, quote, new high and shared a graph that showed the latest count at more than 540 million.
They reached a new high by doing crocodile.
The figures came as the company is going through organizational changes.
Skip all that. Is there a thing about the Libs of TikTok article?
Just a second.
No, I mean on this page.
Yeah, no.
Okay.
No, there isn't.
You'd think they would reference that. It's the latest of a series of launch a competing platform. Oh yeah, after Meta launched a competing platform called Threads. What happened? I signed up for Threads. I did one. I don't know what you call it. I made one thread and then I signed. I haven't gone back. I think I've it just.
It's not going well, right?
People don't want you don't need it. It's like the whole point of Twitter was to be like I mean, at one point, people were getting writing jobs because they're being clever, making jokes about hot dogs or something. But I don't remember a time when it wasn't just a cesspool. It's just, it's not fun anymore. What do you got there?
I'm just looking for the Libs of TikTok thing, but
it's so weird because I mean, he did it on this like post from January where this chick got fired from Libs of TikTok.
Okay.
You got it there?
For example, the Libs of TikTok, a right-wing content account, highlighted a case in which Limited Run Games employee Kara Lynn was reportedly fired for following the account on X.
With what? A personal account, or that's the only thing. I mean, if it's a personal account, you shouldn't be fired.
Right.
But she
she was our social media manager, and
she followed it with our account. Like, yeah, maybe that's just bad business.
Yeah.
This is a Limited Run Game. They're a company that makes like when you have like Cuphead or some like indie game that doesn't get, they make like a physical release for it. Yeah, we're trying to sell limited edition, limited print runs of Candy Crush. We can't have you sharing gym teacher videos all day.
And potentially putting his money where his mouth is, Musk responded by asking, quote, Kara, is this accurate? That with Lynn then stating, quote, the situation is slightly more complicated than the headline, but yes.
Yeah.
I was...
I love that answer. It's like, is this accurate? Well, I mean, what preceded it was me just, talking about, just screaming at the top of my lungs that there's only one gender.
Only one gender. In
the middle of a stockholder meeting. But I think it had more to do with me following the account. What else is going? Is that? I mean, I love the way he operates. He just he shows up in a 6-month-old tweet and goes, "Hey, is this accurate? How about you have your legal team vet it maybe before you make proclamations." What else we got here?
Musk is a self-described free speech absolutist.
What does that even mean?
Who holds a clear disdain for cancel culture, and this latest move seems to fall in line with his push to shift X away from content censorship, particularly relating to political and ideological views.
It just seems like a weird thing to be an absolutist about. I'm a free speech enthusiast.
Yeah.
But I guess it shouldn't. I mean, should it be illegal to say anything? I guess not. What if you what if you start rattling off locations of where dead prostitutes are? Should they not look into that? Is that free speech? Hey, I'm just doing free speech here.
Yeah.
Tell us what you know. Nope. I'm a free speech boy. Absolutist. So I can't, your free speech. So you're gonna let what's his name, Snowden, give out launch codes?
Right.
How far does this go? Because I would love to see that. I would love to imagine Snowden just drop launch codes one day on on Threads. He went on Zuckerberg and Musk. I can't believe fucking Zuck got the scoop on this one. He's just sharing nuclear missile codes. I mean, at this point, would that surprise you? We've treated him poorly. This is the Snowden guy.
I don't think that he would try to get the United States nuked. I don't think that he would. I don't think he would do that.
Well, I don't know. I think launch codes, you nuke other people. I mean, it would destroy. You would launch it at I don't even know how it works. I don't think if you get the launch codes, I don't think you can just aim the nukes then. So they're gonna hit wherever they're gonna hit. We probably have a bunch aimed at Sweden for some reason. So I mean, do you think that a nuclear missile? Because we have so many, we have thousands of them, and these ICBMs, and most of them are Russia, probably China, and whatever. But do you think some of them are pointed at really just in case? We got so many. Let's point one at Norway or Liechtenstein. You think there's one nuke pointed at Liechtenstein in case something goes down?
Just in case they start acting up.
Yeah. What if they what if they follow libs of TikTok? I mean, that would be so yeah. I mean, how is this going to work? You think? What do you think is the first? Can you imagine the first test case of Musk? You think he's going to stiff him on the bill?
Yeah, I don't think he's really going to pay for everybody's legal.
I got fired for following this guy who distributes CP. Well, I mean, that wasn't what I meant.
I mean, that is an interesting business plan. It's from now on, the point of this site is going to be, it's not going to be making little, quips.
Right.
The point of this site is now going to be to root out the companies that we want to destroy.
Yeah. What exactly did he say? He said it's liking or what's the other thing he said? Hey, bring this up again.
Following? Or
the platform, where was that paragraph? Scroll back up. I love it. The situation is slightly more complicated than that. That's funny.
They were fired for following the account on X.
Yeah, what is he actually? Oh, here we go. If you were unfairly treated by your employer through the posting or liking something on this platform, yeah, I guess you can't just. He's not going to defend you if you start threatening your ex-wife. Necessarily, he might. I think he might, but I mean, he's not gonna. Don't hold him to it. If he does this out of the goodness of his heart, Yeah. You start calling some 15-year-old girl fat. Hey, you fat bitch. You can't do that, right? Is he gonna pay your bills?
I don't know. Maybe you can. Maybe he'll defend the person who calls a 15-year-old fat.
I mean, he is asking people, he's asking this woman, hey, is this accurate? He's asking. That's the wrong person to ask, right? Are you telling the truth? So I mean, if that's his level of standard, yeah, it's I'm gonna show up to Musk and be like, I was just following this girl, this random girl, and they fired me for it. And I didn't do nothing. And it's you find out he's just he's broadcasting where he's live streaming her every location, trying to kill her.
He just keeps replying to her tweets with "I'm gonna get you."
Yeah, you'll be smiling in a week. I guarantee it. Please help me. They had me locked up. Anyway, what else? We have. So Jaimie Foxx is in the news. Jaimie.
Oh yeah, what happened with Jaimie?
Now, are you familiar with Jaimie Foxx's body of work?
Yeah, Jaimie Foxx is a really good actor.
I'm a big fan of Jaimie Foxx. I loved him in Jarhead. I loved him in what else is he in?
The Ray Charles.
He's great. I didn't see Ray. I didn't see what else is he in?
He was in Dreamgirls, I think.
I didn't see that. He's in a lot of good stuff though. I really do like Jaimie Foxx. He's in Horrible Bosses. He's a very charismatic guy, and he apparently was gone for a year or 6 months. You know about this? Django was amazing. Django Unchained. This Jaimie Foxx was out of the spotlight for months, and people were, proffering different theories about what happened to Jaimie Foxx. did he get sick? Did he have cancer? Did he get, was there some kind of injection that something he might have gotten that I won't name? Wink, wink. A lot of people saying a lot of stuff. And apparently he was, I don't even know what happened. He's back. He's alive. And he said, like, I didn't want you to see me the way I was. I almost died. And, but good, glad he's back. And now a week goes by. He's in hot water. He has been, he made a post on, I guess it was it Instagram? This is just like a social media. What does this show become? Are we just like reviewing social media posts? Is that all this show is? Let's scroll down to this. So Jaimie Foxx made a post.
It can't be as bad as what Kanye said. Jaimie Foxx isn't nearly as
talented?
as crazy as Kanye.
Let's see. All right, so this is the post he made.
They killed this dude named Jesus. What do you think they'll do to you?
I remember I saw this the other day on, and someone shared it or whatever, and I was like, yeah, okay. I also didn't really pick up on this. I'm usually able to pick up on anti-Semitism. Mm-hmm. That's like, or could, I didn't this time. Until someone pointed that out and I go, oh, okay. But yeah, they're accusing him of basically, by they, he means, Jewish people.
Do you think he actually means that though? Like, there are like, look, whether or not you fixate on the fact that I guess they were all technically Jewish. Like, it's like,
right.
Who? It's still kind of integral.
Movie star? Who are you talking about?
Like the people who were like present for Christ's crucifixion or whatever. Even if you're not fixating on that, it's pretty integral to the story of Christ that like a bunch of people supported him being killed. Like, it's like, that's part of the myth.
You've never heard people? No,
I am aware that like people fixate sometimes on the Jewish part, but
right.
but
there's a lot of Presbyterians too who were involved.
but but I feel like the main point that the Bible is making, I think, is that like a bunch of people were on board with it. Like, it's like I feel
like the main point is you're allowed to beat your wife
with a rod that's a quarter of a cubit.
Right. The main point is just this is a scam that we use to get to the kids. But yeah, I digress.
I mean, did he clarify in the caption? By they, I mean the Jews.
You think like when God was whoever was writing that part of the gospel, he's just like, I've never had to work this hard to beg a kid in all my life. What am I doing? What am I doing? A book or fucking essay here? Whatever. So the Jews and this and that, the other, and then something. Jesus is dead. The end.
I mean, do I sound crazy here? I'm just saying a lot of people had a hand in Jesus being killed. It wasn't just
this is of course it's a look. Were the Pharisees involved? Like, I mean, I guess it is historically debated.
Judas, like, yeah.
He was Jewish.
Judas.
I'm just saying. Look, no, of course. Look, I mean, look. First of all, it's like accusing. It's like saying Americans, did the Zodiac killings. Well, yeah. I mean, technically, it's true.
Yeah.
A couple, a few Jewish guys did it. I mean, also, the Romans technically killed them. I don't want to get into this debate. This wasn't the point.
Look, the thing that makes it anti-Semitic isn't to be like those people who were Jewish. The thing that makes it anti-Semitic is the transference of guilt to like present-day Jews, right? Like,
I guess.
So if he's just talking about people, if he's just talking about dishonest people, the type who would crucify Christ, I feel like that's not anti-Semitic.
Well, no, I don't think it's inherently anti-Semitic either way. I just when I saw it, I felt bad for the guy. I'm like, oh, I see how they can get there.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, I think he's claiming he just meant like, and by claiming, I don't mean like, this guy's claiming he's not anti-Semitic. No, but he's, they killed this dude named Jesus. What do you think? Yeah, it's just like Jesus got. What do you think's going to happen to you? Hey, if they can get to Jesus, they can get to you. But he meant like anyone, or fake friends.
Right.
But I can see it. I mean, look, people get mad at Jewish people because they're too sensitive, right? Mm. And I do think they the anti-Semitism claim gets thrown around sometimes too aggressively. But I look. I don't think they should allow them to. This fact I'm about to say should allow them to be able to just arrest people for saying, saying fake friends.
Right.
But, the Holocaust did happen. I do believe the Holocaust happened.
Yeah.
I know, that might be not a little controversial these days.
Right.
But I believe the Holocaust happened.
And I'm not saying that he isn't talking about them. I'm just curious about the context of it.
I don't know. I mean, that's why it's a mystery.
Well, let's read some of this.
Well, okay. I mean, I don't think the article is resolved yet. I think he claims it's not. But go ahead. And just to be clear, we all know the Holocaust happened. I'm just saying they drew around a lot of conspiracy theories back in the day with these Nazis, and then 6 million people die. It's like I don't act so shocked that people are sensitive, right? Oh, we gonna keep bringing that up? It's kind of a big deal.
Oh yeah, sure.
That's all I'm saying. That doesn't mean you should Jaimie Foxx should lose his career, but I'm just saying don't be so shocked every time someone everything's anti-Semitic. You can't say anything. It's like, yeah, all right. It's not on them. They'll bring it up. It shouldn't be on them to not bring it up. They're gonna be nudges about it.
The troubling post came shortly after Jaimie Foxx took to Instagram to update his 16 million followers about his recovery after suffering an undisclosed medical scare that left him hospitalized for weeks. He said, "I went through something that I thought I would never, ever go through. I know a lot of people were waiting and, wanting to hear updates. But to be honest with you, I just didn't want you to see me like that, man. I want you to see me laughing, having a good time, partying, cracking a joke, doing a movie, television
Kicking a
show.
menorah.
Doing a crystal knocked. I didn't want you to see me with tubes running out of me and trying to figure out if I was going to make it through." That's sweet.
Did he fall through a dome on top of a synagogue when he was trying to ransack it? He broke his back trying to light a temple on fire.
The reference was in connection to the troubled artist Kanye West. Okay, all right. I guess if he's directly responding to that, then maybe.
No, wait. Oh, it was? Wait, it was?
I don't see any indication that it was on the post, but
yeah, look, I don't. I think he's just fake love. I think he's just talking. He said he was talking about one specific guy.
Oh.
There's a guy named Larry, and he was talking a lot of shit about Django Unchained on the forums on the what's that app they have, Letterboxd, that film critic app or whatever, the film where people talk about films. They made some comments about Django, and Jaimie Foxx found out, and he was really upset about it. It had nothing to do with international banking. It was about Larry. No, I mean, I don't know. It's like I do think people need to relax with they say anti-Semitism's up. I don't know. I don't see it, but I guess I wouldn't because I'm not Jewish. I have to take people's word for it. I'm not. If I was at the deli and some guy starts going off about, whatever. What's the theory with Hitler? How does it usually come up? I always imagine here's the thing. I always imagine situations where I can kind of come in and be, hey, stop! Someone's being anti-Semitic in the deli, and I come in I'm like, hey, I throw a pickle on the floor. Not in my town. Or someone's being racist, and I show up and I'm like, hey, you leave him alone. And I just get they both are attacking me.
The noble German butcher.
I'm not
standing up for the Jews.
Yeah, just fucking just gets to the brick to the face. I get ransacked like some fucking kid at the Snat riot. Some cop just throws me through a taxi window. Anyway, what's here?
I mean, that seems to be pretty much all there is to the story.
I think he's. I
he
just
deleted
don't.
it.
I don't think Jaimie Foxx. I mean, he hasn't been in that many movies lately because he's been dying. But I don't see him purposefully doing this.
Yeah.
Whatever. Who cares?
I feel like it was probably just about people who they didn't bring him treats while he was in the hospital.
Yeah. I was. You said you'd always be there for me, but you didn't bring me. I love those Milano cookies. You bitch.
I asked you for the double chocolate Milano cookies, and you brought me the mint, bitch.
You fake friend.
Judas.
One last story here. So this is something you brought up. Why am I showing? That's not it. I had the wrong button. That was John Morant.
We have that saved for posterity.
It's the last time we used the picture function. It was John Morant with his little gun.
Look at him having fun.
So this is a story about. I love. I miss John Morant. This is a story you brought to my attention. Mother who's accused by Southwest Airlines of trafficking her biracial daughter files federal discrimination suit. I mean, it does seem like people are really. They're too. They're very much into the trafficking thing right now.
Right.
Accusing people of trafficking. You know, there's that movie Sound of Freedom, right? Where like, you know, everyone thinks
this person was probably hot off of watching Sound of Freedom.
There's that, you know, that scene with where he's like, you know, never trust a pedophile. And they're just playing that in a loop on their head while they're just like, they can't hear her say, "This is my daughter, leave me alone. Get off of me."
They're getting all gassed up, like, you're under arrest for crimes against children.
That's not a thing. What's this? Yeah, let's read some of this.
A white mother who is suspected of trafficking.
Why she gotta be white? Why is that the most important thing here? Go ahead.
Some Karen who is suspected of trafficking her biracial daughter in October 2021 by a Southwest Airlines employee has filed a racial discrimination suit against the company. Mary McCarthy was traveling to Denver from Los Angeles with her 10-year-old daughter to attend her brother's funeral, she told NBC News nearly 2 years ago. Upon landing in Denver, McCarthy and her daughter were confronted by police officers because a flight attendant suspected her of potential human trafficking.
Well, look, I mean, I get it. That, you know, well, this is our actual daughter, right? It's not an adoption. It's a biracial daughter.
Yeah, it's her daughter.
Yeah, I mean, I think they're screwed now then, because honestly, you know, if this was an adoption situation, I wouldn't necessarily blame them.
Right. If
now, you can't tell the difference. But I'm just so sick of people acting like we always imagine adoption is a thing.
Right.
I know adoption is great. You get to, you know, take care of a kid who was abandoned, whatever. It's good. I have no problem with it. But like when they did Fantastic Four a bunch of years ago, and like people are like, oh well, why are they? You know, why is what's his name? The kid, Michael B. Jordan and the other chick and the white sister. Like, why is this? Like, well, maybe they're adopted. And like, people got so indignant about maybe they're adopted. And I never think of, you know, if people you're gonna tell people look out for trafficking situations. Hey, you know, be on the lookout. Don't just take anything for granted. You know, if you see something weird on a plane, check it out. Right. Yeah, I don't know what you want people to. I mean, don't tell people to do that. People are not cops. Yeah. Like flight attendants are not cops. Mm-hmm. Have you been on a plane? They're lovely people, and they're but you know I don't want them investigating. You know, the Gilgo murders. Yeah, give me my digestive and. Yeah, my little biscuit. Give me a little biscuit, and stop trying to interrogate my daughter here. I blame this actually. I blame this partially on John Quinones. Who's John Quinones? He's the host of that show, stupid show. What Would You Do? Where people play out like disturbing like scenario, like people will play out like a pedophile talking to a kid in the park, or like somebody like trying to like drug a woman's drink, or like something, or somebody stealing something, and they just kind of like they just kind of surveil the people around them to see what they'll do. And then if the person minds their own business, stupid John Quinones will come out and be like, "Why didn't you say something?" This seems like the kind of thing you do just so you can get away with doing stuff. Like I have a show where I do all these weird things just so that if you do get caught, you can be like, "No, it's part of my show." No, I'm just pouring stevia in this drink. This woman. I mean, I'm gonna start a show where I start putting sweet and low into women's drinks at bars. And then the guy comes over like, "Hey, she didn't have enough sweet and low in her iced tea, you who are you to accuse me?" Is that how roofies? I mean, they come in like packets. I think it's like a powder. I think it's like a pill that you crush up into a powder. Oh, okay. Well, I wouldn't know. So what happens? This woman. So what happened? Did she get tackled on the plane? I think she was gonna get. I don't know if she actually got arrested. But maybe she got arrested. Yeah, arrested. I mean, even the cops got in on this?
The officers began questioning Miss McCarthy and made it clear that they were given the racially charged information that Miss McCarthy's daughter was possibly being trafficked by her simply because Miss McCarthy is white and her daughter is black. David Lane, the attorney representing McCarthy, said that the suit is designed to bring accountability and have the airline re-examine its own training. I mean, is this part of the training?
Yeah, I mean, look, I don't. We can't even get cops to not racially profile. I don't think we should be deputizing, the people who tell you where the bathroom is.
If the little thing looks different than the big thing, you call the cops.
What I mean, I have no problem. Interracial things are great, but I don't know what you thought was going to happen when you gave a badge to the people who give you chicken Kiev on a flight to, Cincinnati. Mm-mm. It's not going to go well. So are they in Guantanamo Bay or something now?
Yeah, they're being subjected to advanced interrogation techniques.
Mom speaks out. McCarthy said her daughter broke down in tears. She was already had charged encounters with police. Any kid's gonna be scared in a situation like this. Did the kid pull a gun? What happened? Flight attendant said she flagged the family as suspicious because they were the last to board the plane and asked other passengers to change seats. All right. Well, look, it's never just a thing. It's not just that they were biracial. They were asking to change seats. You know how annoying that is?
I feel like a trafficker isn't interacting with other passengers.
If I'm a I won't. But I gotta imagine a trafficker wants a window seat. Mm. That's important to a trafficker. You're on planes all the time. You want to at least be able to see where you are. Enjoy the view. You get a little mountain view occasionally. It's traffic. It's hard. It's evil work, but it's also hard work. Mm. You're on a plane. Being on a plane all the time, terrible. They probably want a goddamn window seat or an aisle so they can piss a lot. They're probably drunk. McCarthy told her daughter not to talk to the flight crew. Why?
I don't know. I mean, look, maybe she's a chatty kid.
I don't know. That seems suspicious. Are we sure they're not trafficking? It'd be amazing. I'd be amazing if they were. And it's just she's got the greatest cover ever.
Yeah.
I'm an interracial mother. She's laughing all the way to the bank. I mean, I'm assuming. Did anyone confirm? I guess the news, did they confirm that she is her kid?
Look, she is my victim, but we're related.
Right. Declined to comment on the litigation. The company said in 2021 that it was conducting a review of the incident. Yeah, all right, well. Southwest. No more. I don't want if I get murdered, don't ask the flight attendants to help solve the case. Just burn my body and move on. All right, what's the difference? Mm. You probably did it anyway. All right, well, thanks so much for tuning in. If you like the show, you want to check out more of the show, again, we have our Patreon at patreon.com/RayCump. Get extra episodes every week for $5 a month, 150 episodes and running. You sign up now, you get 150 episodes ready to go, turnkey. It's amazing,
incredible.
I can't believe we're doing it. So thanks so much for tuning in. Have a great day.